Welcome to Sleepy Science. Before we begin, take a gentle moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and write in the comments where you are watching from. Somewhere in the world, under this same sky, another soul is listening too, and tonight, all of us are connected by the quiet glow of the universe. Let your shoulders soften, let your breathing slow, and allow your thoughts to drift outward, far beyond walls, cities, and continents, into the endless night above. The sky you imagine is not empty. It only appears that way. In truth, it is filled with ancient light, traveling for thousands, millions, even billions of years just to reach your eyes. Every tiny point you see is a message from the past, a whisper from something unimaginably distant. Long before telescopes existed, humans lay on cold stone, warm sand, or soft grass, staring upward, tracing patterns between stars, inventing stories to make sense of the vastness. Dragons, hunters, queens, and gods were painted across the night, and the sky became a living book, read differently by every culture, yet shared by all. Beneath those myths, something deeper was unfolding. The universe was teaching us how small we are, and how connected we are at the same time. Every atom in your body was once forged in a star. The calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the carbon in your breath. These elements were born in stellar hearts, in explosions brighter than entire galaxies. You are not separate from the cosmos. You are a quiet continuation of it. You are stardust that learned how to dream. Astronomy is the science of that dream. It is the art of listening to light, the practice of measuring the immeasurable, the attempt to understand a universe so vast that even silence has depth. When astronomers look into space, they are also looking backward in time. Light does not arrive instantly. It travels patiently across enormous distances. When you see a star, you are seeing it as it once was. Some of the stars in the sky no longer exist. They ended their lives long ago, yet their light is still on its way, still gently crossing the void. The night sky is a museum of time. Above you, galaxies drift like cosmic islands. Each one holds hundreds of billions of stars. Between them stretches darkness so wide that the human mind cannot fully hold it. Space is not crowded. It is mostly empty. Vast, quiet, and calm, and yet it is alive with motion. Planets orbit stars, stars orbit galactic centers, galaxies move around one another, everything flows. Nothing is truly still. Even now, as you rest, Earth is spinning beneath you, carrying you through space at incredible speed. You are moving constantly through an ocean of stars, yet you feel no wind, no rush, no sound. The universe is gentle with you. This is the strange beauty of astronomy. It reveals motion without noise, power without violence, infinity without chaos. The moon hangs silently in the night as a nearby companion. It pulls at oceans, guiding tides, shaping the rhythm of our world. It has no voice, yet it moves entire seas. It does not shine by itself, yet it transforms darkness into silver. The sun burns steadily far away, yet essential. Every sunrise is a reminder that nuclear fire can be warm, that cosmic forces can nurture life. Beyond them lie worlds we have never touched. Planets made of ice and storms, suns larger than imagination, clouds of gas where new stars are being born right now, quietly in the dark. Astronomy is not only about distance, it is about belonging. It tells us that the universe is not a cold stranger. It is our origin, our context, our story written in light. Tonight, as you listen, we will travel gently through that story. We will explore stars, planets, galaxies, time, darkness, and light. Each step will be slow. Each idea will be soft. There's no need to remember everything. Simply let the words drift through you. like constellations forming behind closed eyes. You do not need to understand the universe tonight. You only need to feel it. In the next part, we will begin at the very beginning, when there was no sky, no stars, no light, only silence, waiting to become everything. In the beginning, there was no sky, no stars, no distance, no time as we know it. There was only a quiet, denser state where everything that would ever exist was folded into a single, unimaginable point. No light could travel, no space could stretch, nothing could move, because there was nowhere to move within. Then, in a moment beyond human language, the universe began to expand, not like an explosion into empty space, but like space itself unfolding from within. This first expansion is what we call the Big Bang. Not a sound, not a blast, but the gentle birth of distance, time, and possibility. The universe did not appear inside space. Space itself was born. As the universe expanded, it cooled. Energy softened into matter. Simple particles formed, then combined into the first atoms, mostly hydrogen and helium. Darkness filled everything, because stars had not yet ignited. The cosmos was a vast, silent ocean of invisible gas, drifting slowly, guided only by gravity. In this deep calm, tiny differences in density began to matter. Where gas was slightly thicker, gravity pulled a little harder. Where gravity pulled, more matter gathered. Over millions of years, these gentle imbalances grew, shaping the first cosmic clouds. Inside these clouds, pressure increased. Hydrogen atoms crowded together. Heat built slowly in their cores. When the center of a cloud became hot enough, something extraordinary happened. Atoms began to fuse. Light was born. The first stars ignited, ending the long cosmic night. They did not rise in a single place, but across the universe, like scattered candles in endless dark. Each one became a furnace, forging new elements, illuminating space, and giving shape to the heavens. These early stars were enormous and short-lived. They burned fiercely and died young, collapsing and exploding, scattering heavier elements into the surrounding void. Carbon, oxygen, silicon, iron, all the building blocks of future worlds were released by these stellar deaths. From their remains, new generations of stars formed, calmer, longer-lived, more stable. Around many of them, disks of dust and gas began to spin, slowly flattening, slowly gathering. Within those disks, tiny grains collided, stuck together, and grew. Pebbles became rocks. Rocks became worlds. Planets were born in silence. No sound marked their formation. No light announced their arrival. They emerged gradually, patiently, shaped by gravity and time. Some became giants of gas and storms. Others cooled into solid spheres. A few settled at just the right distance from their stars, where warmth was gentle and water could exist as liquid. In one such place, on a small world orbiting an ordinary star, chemistry became complexity. Complexity became life. Life became awareness. And awareness looked back into the sky. Astronomy is the memory of this journey. It is how the universe learns to observe itself. Every telescope is an extension of that first expansion, a continuation of the same unfolding. When you listen to these words, you are part of that process. You are matter that once drifted in darkness, now capable of wonder. The atoms in your body were once inside stars that no longer exist. Their light has faded, but their essence continues in you. As you rest, imagine that early universe, quiet and warm, slowly opening like a cosmic breath. Imagine the first stars turning on, one by one, across endless space. Imagine worlds forming in gentle spirals, carried by gravity through time. This is not only history, it is your origin. And in the next part, we will drift closer to those stars, learning how they live, how they shine, and how they shape everything that follows. Stars are not simply lights in the sky. They are living processes, long stories written in fire and gravity. Each star begins as a quiet cloud of gas, drifting in the cold darkness between other stars. These clouds are enormous, wider than entire solar systems, yet so thin that they feel almost empty. Inside them, gravity works patiently, pulling matter inward, folding space into slow motion, spirals. As the cloud contracts, it warms. The center grows denser, hotter, more focused, until one day, after millions of years of silent preparation, fusion begins. Hydrogen atoms merge into helium, releasing light. A star is born, not in a flash, but in a steady awakening, like an eye-opening for the first time. Once a star ignites, it enters a long, stable phase of life. Gravity pulls inward, fusion pushes outward, and between these two forces, balance is found. This balance can last for billions of years. During this time, the star shines calmly, pouring energy into space. It warms nearby worlds, sculpts dust into rings, and becomes the center of a small cosmic family. Our own sun is in this gentle stage, halfway through its life, steady and patient, offering warmth without urgency. Every sunrise is the surface of a star reaching across space to touch your world. But stars are not eternal. Their fate depends on their mass. Smaller stars burn slowly and can glow for tens of billions of years, far longer than the current age of the universe. Larger stars live quickly. They burn brighter, hotter, faster. When their fuel begins to fade, balance is lost. Gravity tightens its grip. The star swells, becoming a red giant, its outer layers drifting outward, glowing softly in vast expanding shells. In these moments, stars become some of the most beautiful objects in the universe. Enormous, luminous, gentle in appearance, yet carrying unimaginable energy within. For the most massive stars, the ending is sudden. Their cores collapse. Pressure rises beyond measure. Then, in a single moment, the star explodes as a supernova, releasing more light than an entire galaxy. This light travels across space, announcing the death of one star and the birth of countless new possibilities. In that explosion, the heaviest elements are created: gold, silver, uranium, the rare materials that cannot form in calm stellar hearts. They are scattered into space, becoming part of new clouds, new stars, new worlds. Every precious metal on Earth is a memory of such a death. In quieter endings, smaller stars shed their outer layers slowly, forming glowing nebulae, soft shells of colored gas drifting outward like breath in winter air. At the center remains a white dwarf, a dense core, slowly cooling over unimaginable time. These remnants are not dead in the human sense. They are resting. They continue to exist, silent witnesses to eras beyond counting. When you look at the night sky, you are seeing stars in every stage of this cycle. Some are just beginning. Some are steady. Some are nearing their end. Some are already gone, their light still arriving. The sky is not a snapshot. It is a moving story layered across time. Let this thought settle gently. Every point of light carries a past, a present, and a future. Each star is a clock, a memory, a promise. As you breathe slowly, imagine those distant suns glowing quietly, holding their balance, shaping space without sound. In the next part, we will drift outward into the vast cities of stars themselves, the galaxies. where billions of suns move together in slow, graceful spirals through the dark. A galaxy is not just a collection of stars. It is a vast, living structure, a slow-moving city of light, where billions or even trillions of suns travel together through the dark. Each galaxy is shaped by gravity, time, and ancient motion. Some form elegant spirals, their arms stretching outward like luminous rivers. Some become smooth and round, glowing softly in elliptical harmony. Others remain chaotic, irregular, shaped by collisions and encounters long forgotten. Our home, the Milky Way, is a spiral galaxy, a luminous disk more than 100,000 light-years wide, containing hundreds of billions of stars, each one with its own story, its own rhythm, its own silent influence on space. Within a galaxy, stars are not scattered randomly. They move in vast orbits around a dense center. Entire solar systems drift together, bound by invisible threads of gravity. From inside, this motion is imperceptible. The galaxy feels still, but from afar, it turns slowly, taking hundreds of millions of years to complete a single rotation. During that time, stars are born, live, and die. Civilizations could rise and fall countless times while a galaxy makes one gentle turn. Time inside a galaxy flows differently than in the human world. It is wide, patient, and unhurried. Between the stars lies space that appears empty, yet it is filled with thin clouds of gas, dust, and faint radiation. These regions are the birthplaces of future suns. Nebulae glow softly where starlight excites drifting atoms, painting space in deep reds, cool blues, and gentle violets. In these cosmic nurseries, gravity gathers material again and again, repeating the ancient cycle. A galaxy is therefore not static. It breathes. It creates. It transforms. Galaxies themselves are not alone. They gather in groups, clusters, and immense filaments that stretch across the observable universe. On the largest scales, matter forms a cosmic web, vast strands of galaxies separated by enormous voids. From far enough away, the universe resembles a living network, luminous threads woven through darkness. Every galaxy is a node in this web. Every star is a tiny light within that node. Every world is a quiet point within a star, and every human thought is a subtle ripple within a world. Our Milky Way is slowly moving toward a neighboring galaxy, Andromeda. In several billion years, they will pass through one another, their stars mostly unharmed, weaving together into a new, larger galaxy. This is not destruction in the human sense. It is transformation. Galaxies merge the way clouds do, gently, gradually, over immense spans of time. New stars will be born from compressed gas. New patterns will emerge. The universe does not fear change. It grows through it. As you rest, imagine drifting above a galaxy, watching billions of lights turn in slow harmony. No sound accompanies this motion. No wind stirs. Only silent rotation through endless dark. Each glow is a sun. Each sun may have worlds. Each world may hold oceans, skies, and nights of its own. Somewhere within this vast turning, you exist. Hide awareness inside a single spiral arm, on a small planet beneath a familiar sky. At the heart of nearly every galaxy lies something unseen, something silent, something unimaginably powerful. A black hole, not a hole in space, not an emptiness, but a region where gravity becomes so strong that even light cannot escape. It does not glow, does not shimmer. It does not announce itself. Its presence is known only by how it moves everything around it. Stars orbit it. Gas spirals toward it. Entire regions of space bend in its quiet influence. Black holes are born from the deaths of massive stars. When such a star exhausts its fuel, gravity wins the final battle. The core collapses inward beyond any known state of matter. Space curves deeply. Time slows. A boundary forms. The event horizon, the edge beyond which return is impossible. From the outside, this edge is calm. Nothing dramatic appears to happen. A black hole does not roam the universe consuming everything. It waits. It influences. It holds. In the center of galaxies, supermassive black holes exist, millions or billions of times more massive than the sun. They formed early in cosmic history and grew alongside their galaxies. Far from being destroyers, they help shape structure. Their gravity organizes motion. Their energy, when feeding, can regulate star formation. They are not monsters. They are anchors. To fall into a black hole is to enter a realm where familiar rules dissolve. Distances stretch. Time dilates. From afar, an object seems to slow as it approaches the horizon, fading, never quite crossing. From within, the journey is silent and final. But these are stories written in equations and thought experiments. No human has witnessed such a descent. Black holes remain places of mystery, teaching humility to every scientist who studies them. Yet even in their darkness, black holes are not eternal prisons. Over incomprehensible spans of time, they release energy. They evaporate slowly through subtle quantum effects, fading back into the universe. Nothing is forever separate. Even the deepest gravity eventually returns to light. As you breathe, imagine the calm center of a galaxy, where stars trace wide arcs around an invisible core. No roar, no chaos, only motion shaped by something unseen. The universe holds its power quietly. It does not rush. It does not shout. It simply is. Around many stars, matter gathers into graceful systems of motion. Dust becomes stone. Stone becomes worlds, and worlds find their paths. These paths are orbits, invisible tracks carved by gravity, smooth and endless. A planet does not wander. It follows a quiet promise made at its birth, circling its star again and again, year after year, age after age. This motion is not rushed. It is calm, balanced, predictable. The universe prefers harmony. Planets come in many forms. Some are vast spheres of gas, layered with storms that never touch solid ground. Others are rocky and dense, shaped by fire and impact. Some are wrapped in ice, distant and cold, drifting in dim starlight. Others remain hidden in thick clouds, where pressure and heat create landscapes beyond imagination. Each planet is a memory of its origin, a record of how matter behaved in one small region of space. In every system, distance creates character. Worlds close to their stars are often scorched, their surfaces melted, their skies stripped by radiation. Farther out, temperatures fall, and ices can survive. In rare zones between heat and cold, water may remain liquid. These regions are not magical, only balanced. Yet in balance, complexity becomes possible. Our own solar system is a quiet example of this order. Inner rocky worlds, outer giants of gas and ice, rings, moons, comets, all moving in slow agreement. Each orbit is a sentence in a long gravitational poem. Even chaos follows rules. Even randomness becomes pattern over time. Moons circle planets as planets circle stars. Some moons are small and silent. Others are active worlds with oceans beneath ice, volcanoes made of sulfur, skies made of haze. In the cold outer regions, hidden seas may exist in darkness, warmed by tidal motion, gently stirred by gravity. Life does not require light as much as it requires energy and time. The universe offers both generously. As you rest, imagine drifting through a planetary system, passing from world to world, each one turning slowly, each one shaped by distance, heat, and history. No sound follows you, only motion, only quiet. Every orbit is a heartbeat. Every revolution is a reminder that the universe moves in cycles, not in haste. Time in the universe does not move the way it feels on Earth. Here, it is measured by heartbeats, by shadows on walls, by the gentle cycle of sleep and waking. In space, time stretches and softens. It flows differently near massive objects. It slows in strong gravity, ends in emptiness. The universe does not experience a single shared moment. Every place carries its own rhythm. A second beside a black hole is not the same as a second drifting between galaxies. Time is not a single river. It is an ocean with many currents. Light is what allows time to be seen. It is the messenger that carries the past into the present. When a star shines, its glow begins a long journey. It crosses space patiently, moving at the highest speed nature allows, yet still taking years, centuries, millennia to arrive. By the time it reaches a distant world, the star may have changed, or faded, or disappeared entirely. What arrives is memory. Every image of space is history. Every photograph of a galaxy is a portrait of what once was. This is why the sky feels ancient. It truly is. The light, touching your eyes tonight, began its journey before cities existed, before languages formed, before humans walked upright. Some of it left its source before Earth had oceans. It traveled through expanding space, across growing darkness, through regions where no stars exist, guided only by the structure of the universe itself. It never hurried. It never rested. It simply moved. Time and light together reveal the scale of existence. Distances in space are not measured in meters or miles, but in years of travel. A light year is not a unit of time. It is a measure of how far light can go in 1 year. Even this is difficult for the human mind to hold. The nearest star beyond the sun is more than 4 light years away. The center of our galaxy is tens of thousands of light years distant. The nearest large galaxy lies more than 2 million light years across the dark. These numbers are not meant to be grasped quickly. They are meant to be felt slowly. The universe expands as time moves forward. Space itself stretches. Galaxies drift apart, not because they are fleeing, but because the fabric between them grows. Light traveling through this expanding space becomes redder, longer, softer. The universe cools gently as it ages. It does not rush toward an end. It unfolds. It exhales. On Earth, we fear time. We count it. We lose it. We chase it. In space, time is simply another dimension, another quiet field in which matter moves. Stars live for billions of years. Galaxies evolve over epochs beyond memory. Even black holes fade eventually. Nothing is eternal, yet nothing is sudden. Change in the cosmos is slow enough to feel like stillness. As you lie still, remember that your own body follows cosmic rules. Atoms vibrate. Electrons shift. Cells renew. You are not outside time. You are a small current within it. The same laws that guide stars guide your breath. The same expansion that carries galaxies outward carries moments forward in your life. There is no conflict between human slowness and cosmic scale. They are reflections of each other. A night mirrors a quiet universe. A resting mind reflects a resting sky. Light continues to travel. Time continues to open. And you drift gently within both, held by a universe that has never needed to hurry. What we call empty space is not truly empty. It feels like absence only because our senses are tuned for solid things. For sound, for touch, for warmth. In the universe, space is a quiet field filled with subtle presence. Invisible particles drift through it. Faint radiation hums across it. Fields of energy ripple silently within it. Even in the deepest void between galaxies, there is motion, there is structure, there is history. Emptiness in the cosmos is not nothingness. It is simply a gentler form of existence. Between stars lies darkness that seems absolute, yet this darkness is woven with unseen matter. Most of the universe is not made of stars or planets or glowing gas. It is composed of something we cannot directly see, something that neither shines nor reflects light. This hidden substance is called dark matter. It does not interact with light, yet it shapes everything. Galaxies rotate the way they do because of it. Clusters of galaxies remain bound because of it. The large-scale structure of the universe grows along its invisible scaffolding. Dark matter is not a mystery of danger. It is a mystery of presence. It is the quiet architecture behind the visible sky. Without it, galaxies would fly apart. Stars would drift alone. The universe would be thin and scattered. Instead, it is woven, held tight, balanced. Something unseen keeps everything together. Even more subtle is dark energy, a gentle pressure within space itself, causing the expansion of the universe to accelerate. It does not pull. It pushes. It does not gather. It spreads. It is not a force that acts on objects, but a property of space, a tendency to open, to stretch, to grow. Because of it, distant galaxies drift away from one another faster and faster, carried by the quiet breath of the cosmos. These hidden components dominate reality. The stars you see, the planets you imagine, the atoms in your body make up only a small fraction of what exists. Most of the universe is invisible. Most of it is silent. Most of it is unknown. And yet, it is not hostile. It is simply vast beyond intuition. Darkness in space is not the absence of meaning. It is the canvas upon which meaning appears. Without darkness, stars would not be visible. Without emptiness, motion would not unfold. The void gives shape to light. The unknown gives depth to understanding. On Earth, darkness often feels threatening. In the universe, it is natural. It is the background of creation. It is the space in which everything else becomes possible. Between galaxies, between stars, between atoms, there is room. Room for motion, room for change, room for becoming. As you breathe slowly, imagine floating in deep space, far from any star. No horizon, no up or down, only gentle, dark, and distant points of light. There is no fear here, only openness, only calm. The universe is not crowded. It does not press in. It allows. It holds. It waits. Even within you, there is space. Between thoughts, between breaths, between moments. The same emptiness that stretches between galaxies exists inside awareness. It is not a gap to be filled. It is a quiet field where rest becomes possible. The cosmos teaches that absence is not loss. It is potential. It is the pause between stars, the silence between heartbeats, the stillness in which everything gently unfolds. Space may appear still, but it is filled with motion that never truly rests. Streams of charged particles flow outward from stars, forming stellar winds that travel across entire systems. Our sun releases such a wind constantly, a gentle river of energy that shapes the boundary of our solar home. This invisible breath pushes against interstellar space, creating a protective bubble around the planets. Within this bubble, worlds are shielded from the harsher tides of the galaxy. Even in emptiness, there is atmosphere. Even in silence, there is weather. Sometimes this cosmic weather grows stronger. A star may release sudden bursts of energy, flares that ripple through surrounding space. When such waves reach Earth, they interact with our magnetic field, painting the polar skies with soft curtains of light. Auroras are not only beautiful, they are a reminder that our planet is connected to its star, that the sky above is part of a living exchange between worlds and light. The colors that drift across the night are whispers from the sun, translated by Earth's invisible shield. Beyond our system, stars interact in similar ways. Winds collide, magnetic fields entwine, clouds of gas compress and expand. Entire regions of space shimmer with energy too subtle for human senses. Nebulae glow not only because stars illuminate them, but because particles within them are excited, energized, gently vibrating in response to distant radiation. Space is not passive. It responds. It moves. It reacts. On larger scales, galaxies move through clusters like slow ships in a dark ocean. Their halos of gas interact. Their outer stars feel tidal forces. Long streams of matter stretch between them, faint bridges of light and dust. These interactions take millions of years. There is no impact, no sudden meeting, only gradual approach, slow influence, gentle transformation. Even the vacuum itself is not still. At the smallest scales, fluctuations appear and vanish. Energy rises briefly from nothing and returns. Reality flickers beneath perception. What seems solid and permanent is built upon a restless foundation. The universe is not frozen. It is alive with subtle change. This motion is not chaotic. It follows patterns. Fields guide particles. Gravity guides stars. Expansion guides galaxies. Every level of existence has its own form of weather, its own rhythm of movement. On Earth, clouds gather and dissolve. In space, stars ignite and fade. On both scales, change is constant, yet gentle. As you lie quietly, remember that your world is not isolated. It floats within a sea of energy. Light touches it. Particles pass through it. Fields surround it. You are sheltered within layers of cosmic interaction that you never feel, yet always inhabit. The sky above is not a ceiling. It is an open exchange between matter and motion. The universe does not separate inner and outer. The processes that shape stars also shape atoms. The same laws that guide galaxies guide your breath. Every exhale mirrors expansion. Every pause mirrors stillness. There is comfort in knowing that nothing exists alone. Every planet is touched by its star. Every star is shaped by its galaxy. Every galaxy is woven into the universe, and every moment of rest you experience echoes a deeper, older calm that has existed since the first light began its journey through the dark. Not all travelers in the universe are large and luminous. Between planets and beyond them drift countless smaller bodies, quiet fragments left behind by the formation of stars and worlds. Asteroids, comets, and icy debris move through space like ancient thoughts, carrying within them the untouched material of creation. They are older than oceans, older than mountains, older than life itself. Each one is a preserved message from the earliest days of a solar system, a physical memory of how matter first gathered and learned to become form. Asteroids are rocky remnants, pieces of worlds that never fully formed. They circle stars in vast belts, slow rivers of stone shaped by gravity and time. Some are no larger than dust. Others stretch for hundreds of kilometers. Their surfaces are scarred by impacts, silent records of countless collisions. They drift without urgency, following paths set billions of years ago. To them, a million years is a gentle moment. Comets are different. They are travelers from the cold edges of star systems, formed where light is faint and temperatures remain low. Their bodies are made of ice, dust, and ancient organic material. When a comet approaches a star, warmth awakens it. Ice turns to vapor. Gas and dust stream outward, forming long glowing tails that stretch across the sky. These tails do not follow the comet's path. They follow the light. They point away from the star, shaped by radiation and wind. A comet is a conversation between cold and warmth, between distance and return. For early Earth, such visitors were not only beautiful, they were essential. Many of the molecules that shaped oceans and atmosphere likely arrived aboard these wandering bodies. Water, carbon, and complex compounds may have been delivered gently from space, drop by drop, impact by impact. Life did not begin in isolation. It was seeded by the wider cosmos. Meteor showers occur when Earth passes through the faint trails left behind by comets. Tiny grains of dust enter the atmosphere and burn, painting brief lines of light across the night. Each streak is a grain older than the planet itself, ending its journey in a moment of beauty. No sound reaches you, only light, lasting less than a heartbeat, carrying billions of years within it. Even impacts, when they occur, are part of a larger balance. They reshape surfaces. They alter climates. They clear and create. In the deep past, such events transformed worlds. They ended eras. They opened new possibilities. The universe does not preserve forms forever. It renews them as you rest. Imagine these small travelers drifting through darkness, guided by gravity alone, carrying the untouched chemistry of beginnings. They do not hurry. They do not choose. They simply move, patient and ancient, crossing distances that no living being could endure. In them, the universe keeps its earliest chapters. They are the margins of creation, the leftover letters of a story still being written. And even now, as Earth turns beneath your quiet breath, these fragments continue their slow orbits, reminders that nothing in the cosmos is ever truly wasted, and that even the smallest wanderer can shape the destiny of worlds. For most of history, the night sky felt like a sealed boundary, a ceiling of unreachable lights. Stars were distant decorations, and planets were wandering symbols. Yet slowly, gently, humanity learned that those lights were suns, and that suns could host worlds. With every improvement in observation, the universe became less abstract and more intimate. Telescopes began to reveal that planets are not rare. They are common. They form naturally. They appear wherever stars are born. Beyond our solar system, countless worlds exist. Some orbit tightly around red stars, bathed in dim, steady light. Others follow long, stretched paths around bright suns. Some are scorched. Some are frozen. Some are wrapped in thick clouds. Some may hold oceans beneath eternal night. These exoplanets do not appear as detailed images. They are known through subtle signs, tiny dips in starlight, gentle wobbles in motion, faint shifts in spectra. Their presence is whispered through data, yet each whisper represents a real world, a sphere of matter moving through space, shaped by gravity, time, and chemistry. Among these worlds are those that reside in gentle zones of balance, where temperatures allow liquid water to exist. Such regions are not magical. They are simply places where energy arrives neither too fiercely nor too weakly. In these zones, complexity can unfold slowly. Molecules can persist. Patterns can build. Life, if it arises, has time. Life does not require Earth. It requires conditions. It requires stability. It requires opportunity. The universe provides these more often than once believe. Chemistry is universal. Carbon forms easily. Water is common. Energy flows everywhere. The same processes that shaped oceans here may shape them elsewhere. The same laws that guide cells here guide matter everywhere. Searching for life is not about expecting voices in the dark. It is about listening for subtle signs. A trace of oxygen in an atmosphere, a pattern of light that suggests cycles, a chemical imbalance that hints at activity. These are gentle signals, quiet as starlight, yet rich with meaning. Even if no other living world is ever found, the search itself reshapes perspective. It teaches humility. It widens imagination. It reminds the mind that existence is not centered on one place. It belongs to the cosmos as a whole. As you breathe, imagine other skies, colored by suns unlike our own, moons rising over unfamiliar oceans, nights filled with constellations no human has named. Imagine quiet worlds turning slowly, carrying landscapes untouched by memory. Whether or not life stirs there, these worlds exist. They move. They reflect light. They are part of the same unfolding. You are not alone in the universe, in the sense that nothing else exists. You are alone only in awareness. And awareness itself is a rare, delicate bloom of matter. The fact that you can imagine distant skies is already a cosmic event. The universe has learned to wonder through you. For most of human existence, the universe revealed itself only through naked eyes. Stars were counted one by one. Planets were followed as wandering lights. Eclipses became omens. Comets became messengers. The sky was a mystery written in points and patterns. Yet even in that simplicity, the mind reached outward. People learned to predict motions. They learned that the heavens followed order. They learned that the sky was not random. Then glass learned how to bend light. Lenses grew. Tubes lengthened. Telescopes opened a new sense. What once appeared as a single star became many. What once seemed like mist became galaxies. The universe did not change. Perception did. Each improvement in sight revealed layers that had always been present, waiting. Modern astronomy no longer depends only on visible light. Human eyes see a narrow band of reality. Beyond it lie vast ranges of energy. Infrared reveals heat. Radio waves uncover cold clouds and distant pulsars. X-rays expose violent regions near black holes. Gamma rays whisper of the most extreme events known. Every form of light tells a different story. Together, they form a deeper image of the cosmos. A telescope today is not just a tube. It is a listening instrument. It collects faint signals that have crossed billions of years. It transforms them into patterns. It translates ancient motion into present understanding. Orbiting observatories float above Earth's atmosphere, free from distortion, opening clear windows into regions the ground can never fully reveal. Yet even with all this power, the universe remains larger than perception. For every answer, new questions appear. Each discovery reveals further depth. The cosmos does not surrender its secrets quickly. It invites patience. It rewards stillness. It favors those who wait. Astronomy is therefore not only a science of distance. It is a discipline of humility. It teaches that reality extends far beyond instinct. It teaches that what feels solid is only a surface. Beneath every image lies structure. Beneath every structure lies law. Beneath every law lies mystery. When you look at the night sky without instruments, you see only a thin layer of what exists. Yet that thin layer is enough to inspire wonder. It connects modern minds to ancient ones. A person thousands of years ago saw the same stars, different meanings, same light. Across centuries, across cultures, the sky remains a shared inheritance. As you rest, imagine a single photon leaving a distant star, traveling through expanding space, slipping past galaxies, passing through fields and voids, entering Earth's atmosphere, and finally touching glass, then sensor, then awareness. That journey is longer than any story, yet it ends quietly, as an image, as knowledge, as a moment of understanding. In that moment, the universe becomes present. Distance collapses. Time folds. Something vast becomes gentle. And the human mind, small yet open, receives a piece of infinity without needing to move at all. Space is not an empty stage on which the universe performs. It is an active participant. It bends. It stretches. It curves in response to mass and energy. Every star presses into it. Every planet dimples it. Every galaxy shapes it. What feels like distance is actually geometry. Motion follows curves carved into reality itself. A planet does not orbit because it is pulled along an invisible rope. It follows the natural slope of space created by its star. This means that the universe is not built upon rigid lines. It is woven from soft structure. Straight paths become RCAs. Parallel lines meet. Time slows near mass. Light bends as it passes heavy objects. What seems solid is fluid. What seems fixed is responsive. The cosmos is not a machine of hard edges. It is a fabric of gentle tension. Imagine placing a smooth stone on calm water. The surface curves around it. Ripples spread outward. In a similar way, matter curves space. But instead of waves of water, the result is motion. Objects follow the shape. Light follows the shape. Even time follows the shape. Near massive stars, seconds stretch. Near black holes, moments slow almost to stillness. This curvature is not dramatic to everyday senses. On Earth, it is subtle, yet it is always present. Every step you take follows a path laid by the shape of space. Every orbit is a response to invisible form. Gravity is not a force pulling from afar. It is the natural movement through curved geometry. On the largest scales, this geometry defines the universe itself. Space expands. It grows between galaxies. The distance between distant points increases not because they move through space, but because space itself unfolds. There is no center to this expansion. It happens everywhere. Every region carries its own stretching. This is why the universe has no edge, no wall, no outer boundary that can be approached. Wherever you go, space continues. The expansion does not lead outward into emptiness. It creates emptiness as it goes. The shape of the cosmos is not fully known. It may be flat on the largest scales. It may curve gently. It may wrap in ways beyond intuition. What is known is that it is vast, beyond direct experience. Human thought can touch it only through symbols, equations, and imagination. Yet even without understanding its full geometry, the mind can feel its calm. The universe does not rush. It does not collapse into itself. It unfolds slowly. It gives room. It allows motion without urgency. As you breathe, imagine space not as a void, but as a soft field holding everything. Stars rest within it. Galaxies float upon it. Light glides along its curves. You, too, exist within it, not separated, not outside, held gently by the same structure that carries suns. There is no fall in space, only following. No pull, only path. The universe does not push. It invites matter to move where shape leads. In that invitation, all motion becomes natural. All orbits become calm. All existence becomes a quiet answer to form. In space, there is no air. Without air, there can be no sound. No vibration travels from star to star. No explosion echoes. No collision roars. The universe unfolds in absolute silence. What appears violent in images is, in reality, soundless motion. Supernovae bloom without thunder. Galaxies merge without impact. Even the birth of stars occurs in perfect quiet. The cosmos does not announce itself. It simply becomes. On Earth, silence is rare. Even at night, there is movement, wind, distant hum, the subtle noise of life. In space, silence is complete. It is not emptiness. It is fullness without voice. It is existence without disturbance. This silence is not absence. It is peace at the largest scale. Yet the universe still speaks. It speaks in light, in rhythm, in pattern. Pulsars rotate with perfect regularity, sending beams like cosmic lighthouses. Variable stars brighten and dim in steady cycles. Orbits repeat with mathematical calm. These are not sounds, yet they are messages. They are the language of structure, the grammar of gravity. Astronomers often translate these rhythms into audible tones, converting light into sound so the human mind can feel the motion. A pulsar becomes a heartbeat. A star's oscillation becomes a low hum. The universe is not loud, but it is musical in form. Repetition, harmony, interval, return. Every system moves in cycles. Days follow nights. Planets follow paths. Stars follow lifetimes. Galaxies follow rotations. The cosmos is built on recurrence, not in sameness, but in rhythm. Nothing stays. Nothing vanishes. Everything transforms. This rhythm is slow enough to feel like rest. It allows complexity to emerge without strain. It allows matter to organize without urgency. It allows awareness to appear inside a small world beneath one quiet sky. When you listen to these words, you participate in that rhythm. Breath in, breath out, thought rising, thought fading. Your inner silence mirrors outer silence. The stillness you feel is not separate from the stillness between stars. It is a local expression of a universal calm. The universe does not need to be heard to be understood. It does not need to speak to be meaningful. Its silence is not emptiness. It is space for being, space for movement, space for rest. In that silence, stars ignite. In that silence, worlds form. In that silence, time unfolds. And in that same silence, a human mind drifts towards sleep, carrying within it atoms that once burned in stellar hearts, thoughts shaped by light that traveled for ages, awareness born from the same quiet laws that guide galaxies. There is no boundary between inner and outer. The calm of the cosmos is already inside you. Human life is shaped by nearby things: rooms, streets, cities, horizons. Even the tallest mountain remains within reach of imagination. The universe does not. Its scale dissolves instinct. It stretches thought beyond comfort. A single planet feels vast until placed beside a star. A star feels immense until placed among billions. A galaxy feels complete until seen as one thread in a cosmic web. Each step outward reduces certainty and expands awe. On Earth, distance is crossed in hours or days. In space, distance becomes a form of time. Light itself becomes a traveler. A message from a nearby star takes years to arrive. From a distant galaxy, millions. From the edge of the observable universe, billions. These are not numbers meant to be held tightly. They are meant to soften the mind, to release the illusion that existence is centered here. The observable universe spans tens of billions of light years. This does not mean it has an edge in space. It means there is a limit to how far light has been able to travel since the beginning. Beyond that horizon, space may continue. Galaxies may still exist. Light may still move. We simply have not yet received it. The universe is larger than visibility. Reality extends beyond perception. This scale changes the meaning of importance. A single world seems fragile. A single life seems brief. Yet in such immensity, fragility becomes precious. A small, warm planet, carrying oceans and awareness, becomes extraordinary. Consciousness does not need to dominate space to matter. It only needs to exist. The universe does not measure worth by size. It allows stars and atoms to follow the same laws. It allows complexity to arise in tiny places. It allows a mind to appear on a quiet world and ask what lies beyond. That question itself is a cosmic event. When you feel small beneath the night sky, that feeling is not loss. It is alignment. It is the recognition that you are part of something far larger than form. Your thoughts are local expressions of universal process. Your awareness is a rare pattern of matter. Distance does not separate you from the cosmos. It defines your relationship to it. Every star you see is far away, yet its light reaches you. Every galaxy is remote, yet its gravity shapes space. The universe is distant and intimate at once. As you rest, let the scale of existence become gentle rather than overwhelming. You are not meant to hold it all. You are meant to float within it, to feel the quiet stability of laws that have guided matter for ages, to sense the patience of a universe that has never hurried. In this vastness, there is room for rest. No urgency follows you here. No demand echoes through space. Only slow expansion. Only gentle motion. Only the quiet understanding that to exist at all is already part of something infinite. Among the countless worlds scattered through space, Earth is not powerful. It is not large. It is not central. It is a small sphere of rock and water, circling an ordinary star in a quiet arm of an unremarkable galaxy. Yet within this modest setting, something extraordinarily rare has occurred. Matter has learned how to feel. Chemistry has learned how to remember. Energy has learned how to become aware. From afar, Earth is only a pale point of light, a faint blue dot suspended in darkness. It does not announce its oceans. It does not reveal its forests. It does not display its voices. It simply reflects sunlight and turns. Nothing in its appearance suggests the complexity it carries. No cosmic marker declares that dreams exist here. The universe does not highlight this world. It allows it. Life on Earth depends on balance. Distance from the sun, the presence of water, the protection of atmosphere, the quiet work of a magnetic field, the steady turning of a moon. None of these elements is guaranteed. None of them is common in perfect combination. They emerge through long sequences of chance and law, collision and calm. Earth did not arrive complete. It evolved. It cooled. It was reshaped by impacts, by fire, by ice, by time. Oceans formed. Skies settled. Continents drifted. Life adjusted. This balance is delicate. Small changes in orbit would freeze seas or boil them. A thinner atmosphere would allow radiation to strip surfaces. A weaker magnetic field would expose living systems to cosmic storms. Yet, for billions of years, this world has remained within a narrow corridor of habitability, not fixed, Not perfect, but sufficient. From space, there are no borders, no nations, no divisions, only cloud, ocean, land, and light. Human concerns vanish at that scale. What remains is fragility, a thin layer of air, a thin layer of water, a thin layer of life clinging to a moving stone. Everything that has ever been loved, feared, built, or remembered exists within those layers. Astronomy does not diminish human meaning. It reframes it. It shows that consciousness is not guaranteed. It is not a default outcome of matter. It is an unlikely bloom in a vast field of silence. That does not make it insignificant. It makes it precious. The universe does not promise that awareness will appear everywhere. It allows it where conditions permit. It does not protect it. It does not preserve it. It simply provides the stage. What unfolds upon that stage is shaped by chance, law, and time. Earth's story is therefore not separate from cosmic history. It is a continuation of stellar processes. The water in oceans was forged in space. The elements in cells were born in stars. The energy that sustains life arrives from a distant nuclear furnace. Every breath is a cosmic transaction. Every thought is a rearrangement of ancient matter. As you rest, imagine Earth floating quietly in the dark, wrapped in soft blue light, turning slowly, carrying forests, deserts, cities, oceans, and sleeping minds. It does not glow with importance. It glows with possibility. In a universe so large, the fact that anything can feel, remember, or dream is extraordinary. You are not separate from that rarity. You are part of it. A brief configuration of stardust that learned how to notice the night. Every object in the universe is in motion. Nothing rests in absolute stillness. Atoms vibrate. Planets travel. Stars drift. Galaxies glide through expanding space. Yet this motion is not frantic. It is smooth. It is economical. It follows paths shaped by gravity and geometry. An orbit is not a struggle. It is a natural agreement between mass and space. A planet does not fight its star. It simply follows the curve laid before it. On Earth, movement often feels forced. Muscles tense. Machines burn fuel. Effort creates change. In space, motion is effortless. Once set, it continues. A planet can circle its star for billions of years without exhaustion. A moon can trace its path endlessly. Even galaxies maintain their rotations across ages that dwarf memory. Energy is conserved. Balance is maintained. The universe does not waste motion. This calm logic appears everywhere. Rings form around planets because countless particles settle into shared paths. Disks of gas flatten because rotation finds the most stable form. Streams of stars arc around galactic centers because curved space invites them to. What looks complex from within is simple from above. Patterns emerge not because something commands them, but because stability attracts matter. Chaos exists, yet it is temporary. Collisions happen. Orbits shift. Systems evolve. But over time, motion organizes. Energy redistributes. Balance returns in new form. The universe does not cling to exact arrangements. It preserves only law. It allows endless variation within simple rules. Your own body reflects this. Blood flows. Lungs expand and contract. Nerves transmit signals. Cells renew. These processes do not require constant attention. They follow paths shaped by biology, which itself follows physics. You do not command your heart to beat. You allow it. You do not instruct your lungs. They move. Life is an orbit of chemistry. Sleep mirrors cosmic motion. It is a return to rhythm, a surrender to cycles older than thought. When consciousness loosens, the body follows patterns that do not need effort. Breath becomes automatic. Muscles soften. Awareness drifts. This is not weakness. It is alignment. The universe moves without strain. It does not hurry. It does not resist its own laws. It does not attempt to be elsewhere. Each object is exactly where motion has placed it. Each moment is exactly where time has carried it. In that sense, rest is not the absence of motion. It is motion without tension. It is the state of being carried rather than pushing. Planets rest within their orbits. Stars rest within galaxies. Galaxies rest within cosmic structure. Nothing is fixed. Everything is held. As you lie quietly, allow yourself to feel carried. You are not required to direct every thought. You are not required to hold every moment. You can follow the gentle curve of rest. Just as Earth follows its path through space, you can follow the natural drift towards sleep. The universe does not demand effort from matter. It offers paths. Matter follows. You are made of that same matter. You are allowed to follow. Night on Earth feels temporary. It arrives, it deepens, and it leaves. Morning always waits beyond it. In the universe, night is not a phase. It is the natural state. Darkness is the background upon which light appears. Stars do not create day. They create islands of glow within an infinite evening. Space itself is night, vast and unbroken, stretching in every direction without horizon. This endless night is not cold in intention. It is neutral. It holds everything. It allows stars to shine without interference. It gives contrast. Without darkness, light would have no meaning. Without distance, form would collapse. The universe is designed for visibility through separation. In that sense, night is not absence. It is structure. It is the frame around existence. Between galaxies lie immense regions with no stars at all. These voids are not mistakes. They are part of the pattern. They allow clusters to emerge. They give shape to the cosmic web. They create rhythm between presence and emptiness. On Earth, night invites rest. It dims vision. It quiets movement. It slows thought. This is not accidental. Life evolved under cycles of light and dark. Awareness learned when to act and when to soften. The brain releases different chemistry. The body changes pace. The world feels wider and quieter. The same rhythm exists on a cosmic scale. Periods of intense creation are followed by long stretches of calm. Star formation rises and falls. Galaxies evolve and settle. The universe does not remain in constant brilliance. It alternates between activity and stillness. It expands. It cools. It rests. Even stars sleep in their own way. After long lifetimes of fusion, they fade. White dwarfs cool. Idea. Neutron stars slow. Black holes evaporate. Light yields to dark again. The universe trends toward quiet. Not toward collapse, but toward calm. Toward equilibrium. Toward deep stillness across unimaginable time. This does not mean the end of meaning. It means continuity beyond form. Energy does not vanish. It changes. Motion does not cease. It diffuses. The cosmos does not disappear. It becomes subtle. The future of the universe is not a dramatic finale. It is a long exhale. In human life, night often carries unease. It hides. It limits. It reminds. But in cosmic context, night is home. It is the natural environment of stars. It is where light belongs. A star is not a conqueror of darkness. It is a guest within it. You too are a guest within night. Sleep is not an interruption of living. It is a return into rhythm, a reminder that awareness is allowed to pause. That thought is allowed to dissolve. That identity is allowed to soften. As you rest, imagine the universe at peace with its own vastness. No urgency, no conflict, only expansion, cooling, gentle drift. Stars shine, darkness surrounds, time flows. There is comfort in continuity, in knowing that existence does not depend on constant activity, in knowing that rest is part of law, in knowing that the same stillness that fills space also fills the spaces between your thoughts. The night is not empty. It is wide enough to hold everything. Every ray of light is a traveler carrying history. It leaves its source and begins a journey that may last longer than civilizations, longer than species, longer than oceans. It does not know its destination. It does not choose a path. It simply moves, guided by the shape of space, crossing voids that have no name. When it finally reaches an eye, a sensor, or a surface, it delivers a fragment of the past. The universe records itself in motion. The sky is therefore an archive, not written in ink or stone, but in photons. Each star contributes pages. Each galaxy contributes chapters. Each supernova adds a brief, brilliant paragraph. The night above you is not a decoration. It is a library of time. When you look upward, you are not seeing what is. You are seeing what was. The moon appears as it was a second ago. The sun appears as it was minutes ago. Distant stars appear as they were years ago. Remote galaxies appear as they were when life on Earth had not yet begun. The present is layered with past. Every moment is an overlap of eras. This means the universe never truly loses anything. Events do not vanish. They travel. They echo. They move outward in all directions at the speed of light, becoming part of a growing sphere of history. Every explosion, every flare, every gentle glow continues its expansion long after the source has changed. Reality leaves trails. Your own existence participates in this. Every movement of your hand reflects light. Every expression alters shadows. Every moment sends subtle information outward. In principle, a distant observer with perfect instruments could reconstruct your presence from the ripples you create in light. Nothing is completely hidden. Everything leaves a mark. Yet, this archive is not heavy. It does not burden the universe. It flows. It expands. It fades in intensity, but not in meaning. The farther light travels, the softer it becomes, but it never forgets where it began. There is comfort in this continuity. Even the most fleeting moment becomes part of the cosmic record. Even the quietest night enters the universal memory. You do not disappear without trace. You contribute to the pattern of light that fills space. Astronomy is the practice of reading these traces. It is learning to listen to ancient messages written in brightness. It is the art of reconstructing events that no longer exist in their original form. A nebula may have changed. A star may have died. A galaxy may have merged. Yet their earlier states remain visible, traveling, waiting. The sky above you tonight contains light older than your culture, older than your language, older than your planet. It reaches you gently, without demand. It asks nothing. It simply arrives. As you rest, imagine every star sending its story outward, layer upon layer, crossing paths with countless others, weaving an endless tapestry of memory. Imagine space filled with overlapping journeys. Each ray, a thread in a fabric, too vast to grasp. You are inside that fabric. You are not observing from outside. Your eyes, your thoughts, your presence are woven into the same field of light and time. The universe is not something you visit. It is something you participate in. Even in sleep, Even in stillness, you remain part of this exchange. Light continues to travel. Time continues to open. The archive grows. And within that gentle expansion, your quiet moment becomes part of an infinite story written without sound, without hurry, and without end. Gravity is often imagined as a pull, a force reaching across emptiness to drag objects together. In truth, it is closer to a relationship. It is the way matter acknowledges other matter. Every particle bends the fabric it inhabits. Every mass reshapes the paths around it. Nothing exists in isolation. Everything responds. Everything is connected through invisible geometry. A planet feels its star. A moon feels its planet. A star feels its galaxy. A galaxy feels its neighbors. These interactions do not require contact. They do not require awareness. They occur naturally, silently, through the structure of space itself. Gravity does not shout. It whispers. Yet its whisper guides the motion of worlds. On the smallest scales, gravity is weak. It cannot compete with the forces that bind atoms. On the largest scales, it becomes dominant. It sculpts clusters of galaxies. It gathers clouds into stars. It curves light. It organizes the universe into patterns that endure for billions of years. What feels gentle locally becomes sovereign cosmically. Through gravity, the universe becomes a single system. Events in one region influence distant regions. An emerging galaxy sends waves through space. A star's birth alters the motion of nearby clouds. Nothing remains entirely separate. The cosmos is not a collection of objects. It is a network of relationships. Even you are part of this web. Earth holds you. The moon holds Earth. The sun holds the system. The galaxy holds the sun. These layers of influence pass through your body every moment. You stand not on a fixed surface, but within a cascade of orbits. The ground beneath you is moving through space. The space itself is expanding, yet you feel still. This stillness is not the absence of motion. It is harmony within motion. It is balance among countless interactions. You are carried by gravity the way a leaf is carried by a river, not by force, but by belonging to the flow. In human experience, connection often feels emotional. In the universe, it is structural. Everything exists in relation. There is no truly solitary object. Even in the deepest void, particles respond to distant masses. Even light bends in response to what it passes. The cosmos is not built from isolated pieces. It is built from influence. This offers a different view of separation. Distance does not remove connection. It only changes its expression. Two galaxies millions of light years apart still shape one another over time. Two stars across a cluster still contribute to a shared field. The universe does not forget its contents. It integrates them. As you rest, imagine these invisible threads extending outward from your position, from your body to the floor, from the floor to Earth, from Earth to the moon, from the moon to the sun, from the sun to the galaxy, from the galaxy to the cosmic web. You are not a point cut off from space. You are a node within it. There is no edge where connection ends. There is only gradual fading of influence. Yet even fading is presence. Even weakness is relation. The universe is not stitched together by contact, but by curvature, by response, by shared existence. In this view, loneliness becomes a misunderstanding of scale. You are never outside the field. You are never beyond influence. You are always held within a structure that includes stars, darkness, and time. Gravity does not ask effort. It does not require attention. simply binds. It simply holds. And in that holding, motion becomes gentle. Orbits become calm. Rest becomes natural. You are not floating in nothing. You are resting inside a universe that knows how to carry. The universe is not standing still. It is aging, slowly and quietly, like a vast being that breathes in epochs instead of seconds. Stars ignite and fade. Galaxies change their shapes. Space itself stretches. What exists now is not what will exist forever. Yet this change is not dramatic. It is not rushed. It is a gentle transformation unfolding over spans so long that even memory becomes abstract. In the distant future, many of the stars you see tonight will be gone. Some will have expanded and shed their outer layers. Some will have collapsed into dense remnants. Some will have exploded, scattering their substance into darkness. New stars will form from that scattered matter, continuing the ancient cycle. But over time, the universe will grow quieter. Star formation will slow. Gas will become scarce. The skies of future worlds will contain fewer lights. Galaxies will drift farther apart as expansion carries them beyond one another's reach. Each cosmic island will become more isolated, surrounded by growing darkness, not by catastrophe, but by distance. This is not an ending in the human sense. It is a gradual settling. Energy spreads. Differences fade. Motion becomes subtle. The universe does not collapse into chaos. It relaxes into stillness. It becomes simpler, cooler, quieter. Even in that far era, change will continue. White dwarfs will cool. Neutron stars will spin down. Black holes will slowly release their mass. Over unimaginable spans, even the most extreme structures will soften. What remains will be faint radiation and widely spaced particles drifting through immense space. This vision may sound empty, yet it is peaceful. There is no firestorm, no sudden darkness, only long quiet, only gentle dispersal. The universe does not end with noise. It fades like a night, deepening beyond dawn. Human time is too small to feel this future as real, yet understanding it changes perspective. It reveals that urgency is local. That meaning does not require permanence. That existence can be brief and still be complete. Stars do not regret burning out. Galaxies do not mourn their mergers. The universe does not cling to its own forms. It allows them to pass. In that allowance, it remains open. Your own life mirrors this pattern. Moments appear. They glow. They pass. Memories remain for a while. Then they soften. This is not loss. It is flow. It is how reality moves. Astronomy does not promise immortality. It offers context. It shows that everything participates in change, that nothing is isolated from time, that even the largest structures are temporary. Yet within that impermanence, order exists. Cycles exist. Beauty exists. As you rest, imagine the far future sky of some distant world. Fewer stars, deeper darkness, longer nights, yet still calm, still vast, still open. The universe will not become hostile. It will become quiet. There is no fear in that. There is only continuity, a slow transition from complexity to simplicity, from brightness to subtlety, from structure to openness. You do not need to carry this future. You only need to know that the universe is not in a hurry. It does not rush toward an end. It drifts. It unfolds. It releases. And within that long drift, your brief moment of awareness is not insignificant. It is a rare pattern in an immense process, a spark of noticing in a cosmos that otherwise moves without witness. The universe does not need to be observed. Yet, in you, it is. Among all known structures in the universe, the human mind is one of the most intricate. It is made of ordinary matter, atoms no different from those in stones or stars, yet arranged in a way that allows reflection, memory, imagination, and wonder. In a cosmos dominated by silence, the mind becomes a place where the universe listens to itself. Through awareness, matter gains the ability to observe motion, to ask questions, to feel awe. This is not a contradiction to science. It is its continuation. The same laws that guide galaxies guide neurons. The same energy that lights stars powers thought. There is no divide between physics and consciousness. The brain is a natural outcome of cosmic evolution, shaped by gravity, chemistry, time, and chance. When you think, the universe is thinking in one of its many possible forms. For billions of years, the cosmos existed without reflection. Stars formed, worlds cooled, light traveled, all without commentary. Then, on a small planet, chemistry crossed a threshold. Molecules learned to replicate. Systems learned to adapt. Awareness slowly emerged. Eyes opened, brains formed, and suddenly, the universe became visible to itself. Every telescope is an extension of that process. Every equation is a refinement of perception. Every quiet thought about the night sky is a continuation of the same unfolding. You are not separate from the story of space. You are a chapter within it. The mind has the strange ability to hold scales it cannot physically reach. You can imagine galaxies, though you will never touch one. You can contemplate epochs, though you will live only decades. This capacity does not require travel. It requires openness. Through imagination, the universe becomes present inside a single moment. Yet, the mind is also fragile. It tires. It worries. It seeks certainty in a reality that offers none. Astronomy does not remove uncertainty. It reframes it. It shows that not knowing is natural, that mystery is not failure, that the cosmos itself is larger than any explanation. In this light, rest becomes important. Awareness does not need to operate continuously. Just as stars pulse and fade, thought can soften and release. Sleep is not a shutdown. It is a recalibration, a return to rhythm, a reminder that the mind is part of a living body, and the body part of a living world, and the world part of a living cosmos. When you close your eyes, you do not leave the universe. You simply change the way you experience it. Light no longer enters. Inner images replace outer ones. The brain drifts through patterns shaped by memory and emotion. This inner space is as real as any nebula. It follows its own physics. It holds its own landscapes. Dreams are not separate from cosmic reality. They are expressions of matter in motion. They are stars within the mind. They are galaxies of thought forming and dissolving. They are private universes created by the same laws that shape public ones. In sleep, the boundary between self and world softens. Identity loosens. Awareness becomes fluid. This mirrors the larger truth of existence. There are no hard borders in the cosmos. Only gradients. Only transitions. Only flows. The universe does not require you to stay alert. It does not demand interpretation. It continues whether observed or not. Yet when you do observe, when you do feel wonder, something rare occurs. The cosmos becomes conscious of its own depth. You do not need to solve the universe. You only need to be part of it. Your breath, your rest, your drifting thoughts are already aligned with its rhythm. In allowing the mind to soften, you honor the same patience that governs stars. The universe is vast. Your awareness is small, yet in that smallness, infinity finds a voice. Human thought often reaches for infinity. It imagines endless space, endless time, endless possibility. Yet the mind itself is finite. It lives within a skull, within a body, within a world. This creates a quiet tension. The universe has no obvious boundary, but understanding does. We stand at the edge between what can be known and what can only be felt. Astronomy lives in the space between clarity and mystery. It measures distances, weighs stars, maps galaxies. It calculates ages and motions with remarkable precision. And yet, beyond every answer, there remains something unmeasured. What existed before the beginning? Why laws are as they are? Whether reality is truly infinite or simply vast beyond perception? These questions do not weaken science. They define it. There are limits not because the universe hides, but because knowledge requires perspective. Every observer stands somewhere. Every measurement depends on position, time, and method. No being can step outside existence to view it whole. Even the most advanced civilization would remain within the system it studies. There is no external vantage point. This does not make understanding meaningless. It makes it local. Truth becomes something approached rather than possessed. The universe is not a puzzle to be completed. It is a landscape to be explored without end. In this way, infinity is not a destination. It is a direction. It is the recognition that there is always more. More depth, more structure, more subtlety. Each generation of knowledge opens new horizons. Each horizon reveals further distance. The observable universe has a boundary, not in space, but in time. Light has traveled only so far since the beginning. Beyond that horizon, regions exist whose signals have not yet reached us. They are not unreal. They are simply unconnected for now. The cosmos extends beyond what can be seen. Reality exceeds awareness. This teaches patience. It teaches that absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. That mystery is not failure. That silence does not mean nothingness. It means distance. The mind often seeks closure. It wants final answers. Astronomy offers continuity instead. It invites participation in an ongoing process. It does not end questions. It refines them. It replaces simple myths with deeper wonder. There is comfort in knowing that the universe is larger than any fear, larger than any mistake, larger than any moment of confusion. Human concerns, intense as they feel, exist within a vast context that does not judge. It simply continues. When you lie quietly, letting thoughts slow, you are not stepping away from meaning. You are aligning with scale. You are allowing the mind to rest within something too large to be controlled. This is not surrender. It is belonging. The universe does not rush to be understood. It unfolds whether or not it is named. Stars burn without explanation. Galaxies turn without observation. Space expands without witness. Knowledge is a gift, not a requirement. You are allowed not to know everything. You are allowed to drift within mystery. The cosmos does not demand mastery. It invites presence. Infinity does not need to be reached. It only needs to be felt as openness, as room, as possibility without pressure. In this openness, thought softens. The mind no longer strains against edges. It floats within scale. The night becomes wide rather than empty. The unknown becomes gentle rather than threatening. You are not standing at the edge of reality. You are resting within it. Everything you have listened to is already around you. Stars burning in quiet rhythm. Space stretching without effort. light carrying memory across darkness, gravity weaving invisible paths, time opening gently in every direction. None of this began with these words. None of it will end when they fade. The universe does not depend on being described. It exists in its own calm, unfolding whether or not it is named. Yet for a brief moment, it became present inside you, not as equations, not as distances, but as feeling, as scale, as quiet wonder. This is the gift of astronomy. It does not only show what is far away, it changes how near things feel. It reveals that the same laws shaping galaxies shape your breath, that the same matter forming stars forms your body, that the same darkness holding space holds your rest. You are not outside this vastness. You are an expression of it, a temporary arrangement of ancient atoms, a small region where the universe experiences itself. You did not arrive from nowhere. You emerged from stellar history. You carry supernovae in your bones. You carry oceans in your blood. You carry light in your eyes. In the long future, stars will fade. Galaxies will drift. The sky will grow darker. Yet the fact that awareness once existed will remain written in light. Even now, photons reflecting from your world travel outward. They carry the shape of continents, the color of clouds, the movement of oceans. Somewhere far away, long after this moment has passed, that light may reach something else, a silent witness, an unknown eye, or simply the endless dark. The universe does not promise remembrance. It offers continuity. It does not preserve moments. It allows them to exist. That is enough. Sleep is not departure. It is a return to rhythm. It is the mind aligning with cycles older than thought. It is consciousness softening back into the same quiet that fills interstellar space. When you sleep, you do not leave reality. You join its deeper pace. There is no boundary between inner and outer sky. The silence between your thoughts is the same silence between stars. The darkness behind closed eyes mirrors the darkness beyond galaxies. The calm you feel is not created by imagination alone. It reflects a universal stillness that has existed since the first light began to travel. You do not need to hold the universe. You are already held by it. By gravity, by space, by time, by continuity. Nothing demands that you remain alert. Nothing asks that you solve what is vast. You are allowed to drift. As these words fade, the cosmos continues. Stars shine, space expands, light moves, and you, a quiet point of awareness on a small world, are free to rest within it. The sky does not close when your eyes do. It simply moves inside.